Hi guys, today one-way teardown. Yes, sometimes you need to make choice. You need to make some free space for better stuff, which may be coming next week. So I decided to scrap this camera. It is a prosumer Sony free CCD DCR-VX1000E from the flea market. I got it 2 years ago at a flea market. It was 10 euros. It is completely dead, not any sign of life, and it is in very crusty condition. For instance, here the jacks are completely rusty. So I guess the plastic is all sticky and weird, and it is completely dead. Anyway, it is not a broadcast quality, it is just prosumer, half broadcast, but from the early 90s, if I remember correctly. So first we will make a little walk around of the thing before we start taking this apart. So there is a lance hood I may maybe keep. But even on this, the plastic is bad, in fact, it is weird. So we have a free CCD with built-in optical steady shot. We have some kind of advanced features. We have a ND filter, exposure controls. We have a precision color viewfinder, very nice. It is a mini DV. PAL. Here on the top we have the tape drive controls, which is normally backlit. On the back we have the LCD status LCD monitor, DV out, the main camera controls, and in here we have a spot for the battery, which is quite a big one in fact. The viewfinder can flip like this, with some adjustment here. This can be released, the eyepiece. Some adjustment here, and I saw, oddly enough, there is a little access panel here with a high voltage warning sign. This is interesting, because I believe it is a CCD, it is a LCD viewfinder. So on this side nothing except some rocker switch, photo button, and the main camera trigger. Bottom side nothing except my inventory number. Yes, it was number 600 in my inventory, and serial number of the camera. Let me zoom in for you, for posterity and for history. 27,560. So one interesting thing on this camera is the handle here, which carries quite a lot of stuff. In fact, you have the stereo microphone with at the back the tally light. At the front, excuse me, the tally light on the one remote receiver. On the rear here, one other tally light, remote receiver, some mystery button, CP check. We have also a rec start stop button here, and editing functions here. And I believe part of the case is made of magnesium or something like this. It was a very expensive unit back in the time. Okay. So as far as I know, I must begin with this top handle, which will go off very nicely. Not sure how many people like watching screws being unscrewed, but okay, very easy. There is a quick disconnect here, flat flex disconnect, and yes, we have a complicated handle. So I guess I will first take the camera into bits, or maybe in a second part of the video we will have a detailed look on the detailed disassembly of everything. So here we are now. What else? There is this bottom panel. I will try to undo it. Tripod mount here. I will have to select the screws I want to keep on the ones which are bad, because most of them are bad. In fact, they are rusty or oxidized or worn out. Yes, this is die-cast metal. Can be convenient for something. And yes, it looks like this bottom plate will just come off. Like so. This is just plastic. What next? If I remember correctly, there is this back piece here which is totally in the way. But first, I guess the easier thing will be this side. All the screws are loose on this thing. I am in focus, yes. So there is a trap here, there is a hidden screw in here. And very easy with Sony, as always. You remove the screws with arrows and it comes right off. So you can see this cover is loaded with things. Here we have the date code here, it is 1996. We have a thumb wheel here, flat flex everywhere, at the bottom here also, and it seems to be some kind of die-cast metal, probably magnesium. Quite a complicated stuff, just here already it is complicated. Look at this, interesting. So it is part number 2. Here is the tape drive, and as you can see we have 3 CCDs which are enclosed in a plastic box for some reason. Not sure why you should do it. And viewfinder articulation here. Okay, now I need to figure out how to undo the other side. I guess it starts with undoing screws. So I will receive next week maybe a very interesting parcel with aircraft parts, a grab bag of aircraft parts. So it is why I decided to scrap this camera to make some free space for it. It will be a very nice mailbag video giveaway. There is one screw remaining here. Not sure what this is. LAN connector on the headphones. Okay, and here we are. So it is just a matter of undoing flat flex again. On this side, not much, just the controls made by. We have some information on the plastic. Takajiseko Corporation. Sounds very Japanese. Okay, so here it looks like we have the main brains of the camera. What next? Maybe this top part is coming off. No, it is part of the main frame assembly. This should come off, but first I guess I need to get rid of the back piece here with the little control panel. Will it come off? Oh, one more screw. It is not far from coming off. And 2 more screws. At least there is no shortage of screws in this thing. Quite amazing. And now that it is loose, I have to undo yet 1 more screw on the shielding in order to access to the connectors for the flat flex going to this assembly. Oops. This one is very hard to undo, by the way. The clip was very hard. Okay. So this is 1 more assembly. In here it is just the backup battery spot. Little controls hidden everywhere. Quite interesting. And you can see the buttons here are in fact attached on this side. And some bits of plastic are getting broken off because this thing is completely junk. Okay, now that I did undo all the wrappers, I need to figure out what to do next. I guess I will start, we'll start with this side. We have 2 layers PCB here, which seems to be the main motherboard with all the brains, so we can maybe some shielding parts go directly in the waste bin. We have a number of flat flex, so these ones are very annoying, by the way, because I will zoom a little bit for you. These ones, you have no release thing, you have to pull them, but sometimes they are very hard to reinstall. So this is coming off, this is coming off. We have a little ferrite piece here. This is so when you take stuff like this apart, I guess it might be a good idea to keep, if you can remove them without breaking them, all the little locks on the flat flex connectors, because the day you are repairing something and you need one of these pieces, probably you will be happy to have a whole bag of them, because they are not they are quite this quite often you will find the same one. So, and I think we have a board to board here, yes, like so, and 1 more thing here. Okay, so it is the first PCB, very fancy, a lot of integrated circuits. What next? Well, it looks totally like we have another layer of circuitry, so there is little stuff all around here to undo. At least at this point the screws are in good condition, they are not damaged, so this one will be saved for use. And we have a number of screws securing this big circuit board, probably the main signal processing, I guess, for managing all the audio video processing. Not sure. but there is a big shielding here, and all the audio, video in and outs are going to this PCB. In fact, it looks like we have one over here with no latch, so 2 even. So these ones are delicate, but these blue ones are even more delicate. They are not, they are silver tracks PCBs. And really, okay. So oh, it is fancy and interesting. Look at this. We have a board-to-board connector going here. This is the battery box, by the way. But we have also one vertical board vertically mounted in here, and it is secured by this plastic thing. Okay, like so, and it is taking space exactly here between the CCD covers and the battery box. Not any square cubic centimeter lost in this thing, by the way. A lot of shielding and heat sinking on here. You can see it is quite hard by the amount of integrated circuits in this thing. Nowadays, any smartphone has more power for processing video. And this is all standard definition, by the way, not even high def. So I get rid of some stuff in the way. This seems to be the main output from the CCDs. I will remove some auxiliary junk here to make 3 spots. This, for instance. Then we have all the little buttons here, mounted on a flat flex. This seems to be all magnesium die-cast. These little buttons may be worth saving for reuse, to repair something. And the box of random junk is getting half full. So here we have the main audio video output PCB, the clacks, RCAs more exactly. And it looks like if I remove this, I will get more or less good access to the optics. Yes. Oh, look at this, guys. This seems to be the image stabilizer accelerometers. This will be very interesting to look at. Look at the complexity just for this part. All the cutouts. Quite amazing engineering in this thing. No wonder it was so expensive back in the time. Okay, so this side we are almost done. And you know what? I see 4 screws here, which it looks like they will totally allow to remove the wall length assembly. Yes. So here is a case. There is a big thing here. It is a mechanical actuator for the filter, ND filter in here. Yes, natural density filter. So here we have a business side of the camera, the CCD assembly still hidden in this box. Very fancy unit with the sensors here, and probably somewhere moving along with electromagnets. This must be the servo control for the zoom functions, I guess. Yes, it is connected to the motor here. So this will be very interesting to look at. But for now we are not done yet because what do we have? We have some more circuit boards done here. We have first this assembly will come off quite easy, I guess. It is supposed to come off with one screw, like so. Okay, a little bit of prying action needed here. Also saving some flat flakes like this can save your life. In case you tear a flat flakes in somewhere and by luck you have exactly the same kind in stock. It is quite rare, but it can happen, so we never know. We never know. Here we just have some buttons, yes, in this thing. Well, let's do it. Let's undo it more exactly, as like electric stuff should say. Okay. Quite nice assembly here, made of plastic curved to fit exactly the case here. And inside this, the buttons, it is soldered in place like so with little pins of plastic they squish by with it. Okay, so we are left in this with exactly the tape drive, the tape drive circuitry probably here, the battery box, and the view finder. Let's figure out what to do. I have a flat flex here I can undo, and I have a number of screws as always. So it looks like the tape drive will come off with 4 screws. This one, I guess. When you take apart a lot of stuff, you really get used to find your way quite easily and quite efficient, conveniently, even if you open the thing for the first time so far. So here is the tape drive, nothing to see on the back almost. Very compact unit. It does not look in too bad condition, this unit. So I have no means of testing it anyway, but it does not seem completely messed up or something like this at least. Okay, so we are left with the battery box. So maybe I will find the blown fuse somewhere which is preventing the thing to work. Usually it is when you finish taking apart that you find the failed thing. So this is just a battery box. Big spring at the back. So we are almost done with this thing. We are left with the viewfinder. How to remove the viewfinder? We have some kind of plastic piece here which is clipped in place. Yes, I guess it is a way to undo this. Very overcomplicated, always, really. Let's just break this because it does not want to come off. And it looks like, okay, I see. We have some kind of sliding system here, and I need to undo 2 more screws, which will probably allow to undo. Okay, here we are. Look at this, it is really fancy. And why do we have a high voltage sign on here? I really wonder. Now I can reach this part easily. Oops. In fact, it is not high voltage. It looks like it is some debug connector or diagnostic connector for a repair shop, which they did hide with a fake high voltage warning sign to avoid having people tampering with it. Interesting, because this is a LCD display with LED backlight. So look at this, we have a little auxiliary display at the bottom, maybe for the camera functions, information about the camera status. Interesting. So this will be the subject of one of our video. Maybe I can put this in the battery box for now. Totally not intended for this, but no, I cannot because of this thing. Like so, maybe. This is good where you do things which is not in the user manual. Okay, so we are left with this magnesium frame, more plastic parts here to undo, and more electronics, which seems to be secured by 3 screws. This one was really hard. We have one here, and we have one here. Here we are. A big overcomplicated box. So we will probably have a detailed look at these circuit boards in a later video, because first I guess I will need to unsolder all the shieldings, so it will take some time. So for now we are left with the magnesium frame, which is quite oxidized. This will go to the recycling. I already have a lot of magnesium to recycle from other stuff. I do not know if they will purchase it as magnesium or as aluminium. It is clearly magnesium by the color and the weight and even the noise it makes. So, what to do? We will clean out the parts, maybe. Okay, so I will not go in detail of taking apart all the little stuff like the buttons and the covers and like such. We'll have a look at the 3 most interesting parts. This which is overcomplicated, the viewfinder, and of course this assembly. And in the next video maybe we will have a look at the circuit boards in more detail, but there is too many little stuff to take apart on camera, and it is quite boring by the way, like such. It will just be a little PCB inside. So let's have a look at this, because here we have a very fancy microphone, it looks like. We have the this seems to be magnesium, this part. Okay. Yes. Yes. If I undo this. No. Like I said, this part is overcomplicated. We have some kind of a hot shoe here which will come off easily. I guess, yes. And this should come off because there is no more screw that I can see, and this should come off. Oh, there is one here. Oops. Okay, wow. As I said, only this part is already overcomplicated. So look at this microphone assembly. We have, it looks like 4 microphone capsules. So first I will get rid of the remaining parts here. We have a little PCB here, which is maybe to distribute the signals between the different components, and microphone preamplifier, I guess. Look at this, just in here we already have a number of screws, which is just amazing. One more. At least we are down to the bare metal. Okay, so this little PCB doing stuff. It is quite incredible, this thing. Look at this, all the stuff we have just for tally light, IR receiver, and stereo microphones. So here we have, it looks like we have a setup with 4 microphones, which seems interesting. Okay, so done. Yes, each side we have 2 microphones in a front to back configuration in this rubber things. Quite amazing, this thing. And here we have a very little PCB with our IR receiver and tally light. Little flat flex, of course, and probably preamplifier circuit for the microphone, or biasing or power supply or whatever you need to run microphones. And here again the same setup. This is quite amazing, this stuff, really. So next part is lots of plastic crap to get rid of, by the way. The viewfinder. Let's get rid of what we do not need, like such, or like this. Okay. So I see 2 more screws here. And what seems to be an overcomplicated assembly again. Quite amazing, really, this thing. So, oh, what do we have? We have a lot of stuff just for this viewfinder. It is incredible. A bunch of circuit boards, little relay board here, circuit board with rigid and flex assembly here. Look at this. It is interesting. Some part is rigid and some part is flex, and it is the same piece of circuit. The main flat flex here to the thing. Okay. So we have 3 PCBs in flat flex configuration, flex to rigid or whatever it is called. This one, oh, maybe they were right about the high voltage in fact, because it looks like we have some kind of thing. It may be, wow, there's so many stuff in this. Yes, there is a little auxiliary display in here. There is here, I am even in the frame, yes, our LCD, color LCD, precision color LCD. And yes, look at this, it did fall on the side. We have a little auxiliary LCD for status display probably. And we have one heck of a complicated backlight assembly, which is this kind of thing. Look at this. It is some kind of cold cathode tube, fluorescent tube, soldered in place here, so we need to unsolder this in order to remove properly this circuit assembly, but this is not really common. So yes, there is a high voltage, it is right here, it is happening. Very interesting, and just the number of parts in this viewfinder is incredible. Look, there is even a little prism assembly. Quite amazing all this stuff. So, well, let's crack this open here quickly in order to see what we have inside. Maybe there will be more than expected, as all this thing is just an insane amount of stuff. Such in the little volume. So we have hinge here, and yes, we have flex connector here. More screws. By the way, this one is hidden behind this hinge. And one more screw, because everybody loves screws. Okay, so, and this is not coming off easily. So in here it looks like we mostly have the battery and just one one LCD for status display, like such. Quite impressive on this. Okay, I will need to figure out later how to undo this properly. For now guys, let's do it, the main assembly. The optical assembly. I will not tear into each detail of the thing, but I guess this is interesting inside and this is interesting inside. So we will start with removing this plastic cover, which is covering the CCDs. This board is the servo controls, and I have an overly complicated piece here for the flat flex. I am quite amazed of the complexity of this thing, really. Okay, a little ferrite parts around the thing. Look, this piece is already made of 2 plastic parts for some reason, and they seem to be soldered together or glued together. But why making something so complicated? So here we have the fancy stuff, which is precisely the free CCD assembly, which is secured with 3 screws. So this will come right off. Very fancy little unit. I make this like it is, and again rigid to flex assemblies here. So this is the keeper. We have some rubber stuff here. We have the circuit for the servo controls. We have this, which seems to be interesting, with the sensors for the picture stabilization. Just 4 or 5 wires go into it. They are made by Murata Japan, and it is written ENCO 5EA. Quite interesting. And I would like to access in this front part of the lens, in which we must have the other part of the image stabilizer, which is the actuator. But I do not see at all how to do. We have not a lot of screws remaining, so there is this piece here I could undo probably. Okay. So do we have hidden screws here behind the sticker? No. It seems we have a filter here, UV filter built in. Testing. Oh no, I can see not much in fact, because I could expect having screws to attach this front piece, but I do not see anyone. It is quite unexpected from Sony. So what is going on here? No screw here. Oh, maybe. No luck really. So this is the wheel for focus, maybe, I guess, manual focus ring, probably. Okay. So I need to crack this open. with some bigger tools. Try to pry this open. It looks like we must have clips somewhere, in fact, probably hidden in here. Because I do not see any screw allowing to undo what you will say. I will not remove these stickers. So maybe, maybe yes. At least I see one here, so I can expect to have another one in here. Yes, and last one here. So it is probably for dust protection. They did do this. So at least I see two screws which are damn too deep to reach with my screwdriver. This one is long enough, but it is too big. It is time to use the very crappy Chinese extra long screwdriver, which I barely never use. And try to have it to reach the screw. And of course, guess what? It is too big. Other one. This is annoying. This screw is on at the bottom here, at this point almost. Pretty impressive. And of course you do not see anything, so you can even tell if you are in the correct spot or not. And anyway, it is still too big. Okay, so let me try to find one more, maybe one more screwdriver. Not this one. This one. Also no. No, of course. No, of course. Very interesting. So, time for other kind of tools. If I can break the plastic around the place the screws are located, I may be able to remove the front part. Like this, exactly like this. Okay, it looks like it did work. A little more here. So, we have in here the image stabilizer. I do not know if I will be able to pull it from the front. It looks like it is designed for it, but as I still have these screws in the way, I will probably try to get rid of this piece here. It is plastic also. Glass reinforced plastic like that here. Okay, we are getting somewhere, slowly. Oh, they made a terrible mess on my bench. So this piece here, this screw here is loose now. It is totally not the way you are supposed to take this apart. In particular with a fancy German-made pair of pliers, side cutters. Okay, so I guess it will be good enough. I hope. So we have, in fact, yes, I wanted to reach the image stabilizer thing, and it looks like I am in. So as you can see, we have one voice call, we have one pair of one powerful magnet, as looking like a hard drive magnet. We have another time out of focus, exactly the same thing. Focus, okay. Like such. And we have this front lens piece, which is free to move, in fact, a little bit to compensate any movement of the camera. In the back here we have controller PCB for the thing, which I will not be able to access for now. Okay, so I guess it is time to wrap up this video. In the next video we will have a look under these heat sinks and have a look at all the big circuits, related circuits, but for now I will try to clean the mess before the wives come back home. Thanks for watching, bye bye.